almost 2 years ago, my ex and I divorced after 23 years of marriage. And it's been almost 2 years. It has been the hardest, most loneliest time of my life.
Divorced, and I'm here to ask the court for more spousal support. I think $100 a week extra would be fair with all the headaches he's given me and everything like that.
Why do you believe that's fair?
My wages have went down. I'm only working part-time now. He still gets those 2 raises every year.
I think I'm making the video I need to see right now because sometimes life just isn't better after divorce. The thing is, I know it will be. I know it will be, and that's what's getting me through this time. But man, I am really sad. I'm not doing well. I'm not coping well. I miss my husband.
Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're looking at what happens when bad advice meets the real world. A lot of these women threw away good marriages because they honestly believed dating in their 40s would be easy and full of high-value men begging for their attention. Fast forward a few months, and instead of living the dream life, they're filming themselves, crying in parked cars and complaining about how rough it is on their own. Turns out, breaking up a family is easy, but dealing with the silence afterward is a whole different story. Let's jump right in, right after you subscribe, of course.
To be one of those women that come on TikTok and cry, and people are like, why is she doing that? I'll tell you that almost 2 years ago, my ex and I divorced after 23 years of marriage. And it's been almost 2 years. It has been the hardest, most loneliest time of my life. I mean, if somebody would have said that I would feel and walked through what I have walked through, I would have said, no, I won't, because I will not make it. I will not survive very long. I just pulled in my driveway from work, and I don't want to go inside because my kids aren't home this week. I also, when I look to the left, I see our basketball court and 2 basketballs in the yard. And I'm not going to move those. They're reminders of these precious children that I have.
Sitting in an empty driveway after 23 years of marriage really shows that the grass was never greener.
Been divorced for 2 years, and we were together for a total of 13. We got married on our 7-year dating anniversary, and then we were married for almost 6 years. And we really split because we weren't much of husband and wife. There wasn't much intimacy in our relationship, and I'm not just talking about physical. I'm talking about kind that's built through daily conversation, experiences, conflict, repair. And when we divorced, I very much wanted our divorce to be our own, just like our marriage was our own. We didn't need it to be a divorce. I did all the paperwork, all the filing. It managed to be less than $300. And I really so much just wanted to be able to maintain like this friendship that we had cultivated for so long, support of each other. We have kids, we'll always be family. Literally, there's nothing worth it to me to sacrifice that relationship. A thing, not an amount of money, not another person. He was there through stuff, like he knows. And so there's been like a couple times that I've brought up things to him recently of the stuff going on. And today, I mentioned that I have a situation that's kind of crazy. Even though I didn't do anything wrong, I'm worried I'm going to be punished for it.
She wanted the divorce so bad, but now she's crying because her ex-husband won't answer her calls anymore.
To be independent, I don't need a man. I can do this all on my own.
A few moments later.
I just found out today that my ex-husband is engaged and I'm unwell. And like, even though, yes, it was me that was like, hi, I want divorce. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore.
She was all about being strong and independent right up until he moved on and got engaged to someone else.
Probably one of the top 3 worst feelings in the world is when you're just so upset, heartbroken. You don't want to go to bed because you don't want to wake up and face another day because you know it's just going to be really hard. So if you're feeling like that, I'm totally with you, because who wants to wake up and do this all again?
I think I'm making the video I need to see right now because sometimes life just isn't better after divorce. The thing is, I know it will be. I know it will be, and that's what's getting me through this time. But man, I am really sad. I'm not doing well. I'm not coping well. I miss my husband.
Divorced, and I'm here to ask the court for more spousal support. I think $100 a week extra would be fair with all the headaches he's given me and everything like that.
Why do you believe that's fair?
My wages have went down. I'm only working part-time now. He still gets those 2 raises every year.
I cannot grant you spousal maintenance just because he's made an increase from his wages.
Well,
When you all were divorced and you receive half of his 401k, how much was that?
about $250,000.
Okay, well, you know what? I feel like you came here to waste my time because I cannot give you an increase in spousal maintenance just
$50
because
a
you're
week?
asking for it. No, ma'am.
25?
Even $5, the answer is no.
Walking away with $250,000 wasn't enough, so now she's haggling in court like it's a yard sale.
I don't know how to get over my ex. I admitted it. It's been like 5 months since my breakup, and when I tell you that I wake up every day with the most crippling anxiety of my life, I would not be lying. I have tried everything. People say make more friends. I've made so many friends, and it just doesn't fill the void that I have. People say get new hobbies. I joined golf. I'm doing skating. I joined a gym for the first time in my life. I really started doing more art stuff. Still cannot get over my ex.
This is so painful, and only truly lonely people understand how painful it is, especially when you've done everything you need to do for the day. You've, went to the gym, did chores, did your work, did your homework, whatever, did tasks, and then you just sit alone in silence, and you look at your phone, and no one texted you. And you want to go text someone or call someone because you just want to talk about your day, or you want to talk about how you feel, and there's no one. There's no one. And the people that you think of maybe reaching out to, you're just like, what's the point? Because you're just so tired of being left in the darkness. And obviously, everyone has their own life and their own struggles. But what sucks the most is when the people you wish cared enough to, reach out don't.
Watching my ex thrive, it's a beautiful thing, but it's really triggering for me because I walked away with literally having to start over after 12 years of starting over, of wondering if I'm going to be able to keep a roof over my head with my boys and not being able to just go out and play in our backyard like we used to, and wondering if I'm going to be able to feed them.
And you know what, man? Any guy who gets left, maybe his wife divorces him or his girlfriend leaves him, every man should strive to achieve this level of success and thrive this much that your former girlfriend or your ex-wife opens up her front camera and tells the world your success literally is triggering her. She literally said it triggers her. She's triggered.
Nothing hurts them more than watching their ex-husband do better after they leave.
I just came to the realization that, like, if you're 40 years old, you're never gonna find love. Like, oh my God. Sorry, I woke up like really, really emotional because I was married for, oh my God, I need to stop. I was married for over 20 years, and like, I loved being married, like I love being a wife. I love having like that one person I love coming home to and like venting all my to. And now it's like,
At some point, the fantasy of starting fresh at 40 runs directly into the reality of an empty car.
I don't know if I'm going to actually post this because this is super vulnerable for me and I'm a pretty open person. But earlier this year, I told my husband I wanted a divorce. And this would probably shock a lot of my friends and my family because I hadn't told anybody, okay? I walked myself through the logistics of where would I live, how would we split the time with the kids, who gets the dog, where all of those things, okay? Had a full breakdown. I feel like I have been searching for something in my relationship that we don't have for the whole time we've been married, which has been 10 years. There is not a single thing about my husband in and of himself that I do not love. Let me be very clear about that. He is the most self-disciplined, loyal, hardworking, good person that you could meet on this planet. And That is probably the reason. That is the reason why I have not left.
An 11-year marriage thrown right in the trash just because she was bored with a peaceful life.
Did, and I don't care. Yes, I cheated all through high school. Oh my gosh, yes.
Admitting on camera that you cheat on every guy you date isn't a flex, it's just a giant red flag.
There are only 2 instances in which a woman would ever hypothetically hit the wall, and I say hypothetically because women don't hit the wall, okay? That is a concept invented by men that is projected onto women. But women don't hit the wall. But if they were to hit the wall, hypothetically speaking, the only 2 times they would ever hit the wall would be 1, if they're literally dead, and 2, if they decide to stop taking care of themselves. And I'm not talking about just taking care of your physical appearance, because that is what a lot of women focus all their attention on. But when you as a woman are able to take care of your physical appearance, your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, you're in tune with yourself, you don't neglect yourself, you don't neglect your needs, you have a community of people who support you and understand you, you're never, ever gonna hit the wall.
Divorcing a good man and a great father just because he didn't say what you wanted to hear is pure foolishness.
Serial cheater, and it's probably one of my deepest regrets. And the karma of that? Let me just tell you this. My tooth popped out about a year ago, and I got audited twice, and I deserve every second of that because I cheated continually. That's all karma, baby. I seriously regret it. Truly, there was almost nothing that they could do. You're cheating. You're not playing in the same game that we agreed to be playing. And you've done something wrong, and you're going to get audited. I don't know if the IRS is in cahoots with women everywhere, but I got audited for 2018 and 2019, and I'm telling you, there's some hotline. Women are talking, and if you're a guy and you cheat, they find out, they hit you.
They make you do paperwork.
They make you do a lot of paperwork.
Did she really just try to blame a broken tooth and her taxes on karma instead of taking some accountability?
It's your 4th time getting married. Stop making a big deal about it. It's not even like that exciting. Okay, 2 things. 1, 2 of those marriages were courthouse weddings, whatever. One of them, no one even knew about until I was getting divorced. And 2, this is the most important thing. I'm actually in love with this one. So yeah, hope that helps.
Bragging about marriage number 4 just means you're really good at getting divorced.
So here it is. In case you didn't know, and this applies to both men and women, being cheated on is traumatizing as I was married for 21 years, and cheating was never an issue in our marriage. In fact, that was the least of my worries. I never had to worry about it. I never thought I did. I never had a feeling that I had to worry about it. Never on either side. And then I got divorced, and I come into the dating field, and it is an absolute show. And if I had any idea what I was getting myself into, I probably would have stayed married.
Threw away 21 years of marriage only to find out nobody in the dating pool wants to deal with her.
Absolutely went into marriage knowing I was going to become a divorcee. There was no question in my mind. I knew at some point we would get divorced. The only question mark was when. I thought, when I'm 40, maybe I'd get that title. Maybe then I'd earn it, 10 years down the track. Because I think 10 years in a marriage, that's a pretty good innings in this day and age. That's like a good run. Turns out it was just a 3. In the end, that's what we kind of reached our limit with. But, still got the title in the end. And obviously, I don't want to get married ever again. However, double divorcee is a term that I'm living for. Like, that is, isn't it? Oh yeah, I'm a double divorcee.
Planning on getting divorced before the wedding even happens tells you everything you need to know.
A week in the life of being over 40 and dating in New York. I can't hide it. There are tears of frustration this week, but it is what it is. This week we had 5 dates, 2 of which were first dates, 2 of which were second dates, 1 of which was a 3rd date. And for all of you that have commented asking, wondering why I go on so many dates and like, wow, just pick one. Blah, blah. This week is the perfect example why I do what I do. I know what I'm doing. First day of the week was on Tuesday. It was a second date, and it was very short, but it was pleasant. We had really, really healthy food and beautiful conversation. We went to Gardenia Terrace in Hell's Kitchen. I left that date feeling appreciated, seen, and excited to see what's next.
5 dates in a single week doesn't sound like high standards. It's just looking for free dinners in New York City.
I've made this video, but I wanted to make it to show the realities of real life So there is no excuse or easy way to speak about this, but just to say it plainly, yes, I did cheat on one of the most important people to me in my life. No matter how good someone else might be, he will always be the best. And so I am going to see him now, and so let's see how it goes. I just hope he forgives me, because that's all that really matters to me right now.
Crying in your car about how much you miss him doesn't change the fact that you're the one who cheated.
Has been 3 specific ways: control, criticism, and comparison. I was in control of everything. I controlled how the dishes went in. If he loaded the dishwasher and it wasn't good enough, the way he was going to lead our team, it wasn't good enough. The way he managed everything wasn't good enough. Nothing he did was ever good enough. And then I let him know out loud, like I criticized everything that he did and told him how it should have been done better. And perfection was the standard that I held for him. So nothing was ever good enough, because I was comparing me and him. And I had this self-righteous view of myself that I knew the way and my way was better. And nothing he ever did was enough. And eventually it created a man that was apathetic, that was resigned to not do anything. Why should he show up? If I'm going to redo it, or if I'm going to do it better, or if he's going to get criticized, why should he show up? And then that caused further division in our relationship, because he would say that he was going to do something and then just not. And it created this big void in respect. And where I got it wrong in the respect category was I was waiting for him to show up as perfect in order for me to begin to respect him.
At least she's honest about nagging her husband to death, but admitting you destroyed your own marriage doesn't bring him back.
Who is getting married. Take it from me, and as much as you think that your marriage is forever and your relationship with them is forever, please draft a prenup and have your future husband or wife sign that prenup, because getting divorced really sucks. It's really expensive. This would have all been avoided if I had a prenup going into the
Telling people to get a prenup after you already got taken to the cleaners is a little late in the game.
I made the extremely tough decision to leave my husband last year after being with him for 21 years. We were married for 8 years. And my ex-husband is not a bad guy, wonderful father. But there were some things that would send people into orbit. My ex-husband did not tell me that he loved me. That sends people into outer space when I tell them that. That was something that I accepted. We'll call it accepted, but now I see it as settling. I had accepted this about him, but what ended up happening is years and years and years of what I will consider emotional neglect, unintentionally. I began to resent him.
Nobody is texting her phone because she spent her best years pushing every good man away.
I'm making the video I need to see right now because sometimes life just isn't better after divorce. The thing is, I know it will be. I know it will be, and that's what's getting me through this time. But man, I am really sad. I'm not doing well. I'm not coping well. I miss my husband. Navigating this alone, doing this alone, takes a strength that I was not prepared for. I feel like people need to know if they're thinking about leaving their husband or they're just not happy, or I'm in the company of people who get it. It is just soul giving, because it's so hard to navigate this alone when no one knows what you're going through. I just want to feel like I'm not being kicked while I'm down for once. And I just want to feel strong, and I just want to feel like I'm doing well, and I'm just not.
Funny how they miss having a husband the second they realize nobody's paying their bills.
Okay, there are quite a few assumptions being made in the comments. But hey, I get it. You don't know me. So you're not speaking on anything that you know about. What you're likely speaking from is your own experience and your own pain. And for that, I have so much compassion. As long as we're keeping it friendly, because I'm happy to motivate some healthy conversation. I'll give you a little context. The conversation that he was responding to had nothing to do with relationships. I had spoken with him lately about work stuff, something that I heavily supported him through while we were married, and obviously something that impacts our kids. This coming on the heels of my grandmother dying, my mom dying, my dad going no contact. Y'all, it's a lot. And I haven't even reached out to him in a way that I need him to talk me through these things, support me through these things, process with me. It's more like a, hey, blank. When my grandmother died, I needed him to take the kids so that I could go to her funeral.
Sounds like her husband gave her a great life, and she's just bored because she has nothing to complain about.
So, forgive how I look this early in the morning, but it's already been a rough morning. You can tell I'm already crying. It's my wedding anniversary today, and because this date has been ingrained in me for so long, of course, it was the first thing that I thought about when I woke up this morning. And then I realized, yeah, we're still technically married, but this is far from being a celebratory anniversary. We're knee-deep in the middle of a divorce. He's waking up in someone else's bed while I'm here. And it hit me harder than I thought it would. And I don't know why. I know our marriage is over. I don't want him back. But it's, I guess, just maybe because it's the first.
Running off on a road trip isn't going to fix the fact that you threw away your marriage.
Hi, I'm Chelsea. I live alone in Austin, Texas. I'm 26 years old, and I feel lonely a lot. My entire 20s, I've had this lingering loneliness sort of feeling where you just feel like down, you feel lonely, confused, depressed, all those upset emotions. And it's hard to really sit and deal with it and understand it. And a lot of it just comes from like ignorance and not being able to predict the future. But no matter the location, this feeling is still put. And I'm here to just say that, like, this is something I experience probably weekly, this loneliness feeling, and so confused with my life. I don't even know what's happening or what I'm thinking half the time. But one thing that does help me are healthy habits or just small productive things throughout the day to keep me going.
Her presence is supposedly a present, but somehow the guy still has to pay for the whole date.
I'm actually crying because I'm happy I can't breathe. That's it now. It's done. It's done. I'm not married anymore. I'm not. Knew that it was coming because this has been in the back of my mind so long, and paperwork and this, that, and the other thing. And I was like, I just wanted to be over it. I just wanted to be over it, actually. And it is. And today is a new chapter in my life. I am no longer married.
Signed the papers in a rush, and now she's crying her eyes out in a parking lot.
Sitting on my bathroom floor. I just need to talk about this really quickly. Divorce is very hard. Especially when you have kids. I got married with the intention of staying with that person forever, right? Because I had a child with them and I wanted that family to be this perfect family. That didn't happen, right? And now I have to deal with not having my daughter all the time, and it breaks my freaking heart. You have no idea. Her dad gets her every other weekend, and I know I get her a lot of the time. It's just, you just feel like a bad mom when you're not with her.
Tearing a family apart takes 5 minutes, but living with the consequences lasts a lifetime. It's easy to take a stable marriage for granted until you're the one sitting alone in an empty house with no one left to call. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more straight-up, honest commentary. Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts on today's clips, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.